This game stole everything we loved from Pokemon and made it better. From Pokemon to open world survival to My Neighbor Totoro, this game could literally be what we needed to push Game Freak further than they've ever gone before. Game Freak better get prepared because there could be a war coming and I'd hate for them to fail. In this video, I'm gonna go over why I believe so many Pokemon fans are excited for Palworld. And as an avid Pokemon fan, I can say with complete certainty that I got tired of Pokemon. But hold on, let me explain. I grew up loving Pokemon just as much as you did, but something happened to Pokemon over the years. It almost feels like as the generations go on, Game Freak makes the games easier, less fun. A perfect example would be Pokemon Sun. I'm all about replayability, but that game has a 3-hour tutorial. Like, no. No. And on top of that, most of us probably got introduced to our first Pokemon game when we were about 9 years old. Mine was Pokemon Ruby, and the protagonist in the game was 10. It was made for our age, and as we grew up, we kept buying the latest Pokemon game out of nostalgia. But secretly, we wanted to feel as if Game Freak kept us in mind, the ones who grew up, but they didn't. Other developers have noticed this trend as well, with the likes of third-party and modded Pokemon games, but none of them have been able to stir the pot quite as much as Palworld has. This is an opportunity for another developer to fill in the gap between the Pokemon fans that were and the Pokemon fans that are. I myself and many others are optimistic about Palworld because this game could be the game that does just that, fills in the gap. One could argue that Game Freak did try to keep us in mind with their newer games, Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet. But honestly, those games were almost laughable with how bad they looked and performed. I can't give them a pass by saying the hardware was limited because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom did what Pokemon could not. They adapted to the hardware. Palworld looks promising, and I think more importantly, it looks fun. Like, actually fun. This is abundantly clear from what we see in the trailers, and it's multiplayer. So if this game holds up, we could have a real winner on our hands here. And if the game does well, Game Freak is gonna feel the pressure, and maybe we'll get a shine in the light, get some better Pokemon games out of it. The appeal is there. People want this game to be good. And if nothing else, this game could clear the road of any skepticism amongst developers who have wanted to make a Pokemon style game, but they don't know if it'll perform well. I think it'll do pretty good. We don't even care if it's a turn-based RPG or not. I personally have fell out of love with Pokemon's style of turn-based RPGs. I haven't been excited for a Pokemon game in a long time, and I think a lot of others feel that same way. So let's get this game. Let's show our interest. Hopefully it's good, but even if it's not, this could be the beginning of a very bright future for us Pokemon fans. Or ex-fans. I mean, we're still fans, just not of the new stuff. And with that, I'll pass it off to you. What are your thoughts? Do you think that this game could be the start of a new era of Pokemon games? Are you excited for the game? I'd love to know. And if you've made it this far, subscribe. Unless you're bad at games.